saw that video years ago, and it is a really important lesson, I think, finding the most simple voicings that you can in order to construct melodies and just come up with a piece of music. So James Hetfield was a half step down. We're gonna be in standard tuning, A minor. This is essentially what he was up to. The reason I'm showing you this is because I think this is such an important and fundamental lesson in not only just kind of developing melodies, but also in understanding harmony. And what James is doing here is going through basically dyads, which are 2-note chords, different pieces of the A minor, A natural minor scale. And you could break it down with this droning A. He's basically going like this. On that string, and he is playing two different parts of the A minor scale simultaneously, forming dyad chords. And by the way, if you don't understand music theory jargon that I'll get into in this lesson, check out Guitar Super System. It is my learning platform for guitar players. It's linked right down below. So basically, I think this is helpful for any guitar player who's wanting to delve into scales and improvising even, because this is an improvisation, if I were to guess. And it's really simple, but it's also really foundational in getting the sound into your ear, whether you're learning the A natural minor scale or, for example, the A harmonic minor scale. So any scale you want to learn, you can have that droning approach and just play through the scale. It is a great way to internalize a sound and get it under your fingers before you go through learning the different positions. So that's also a Joe Satriani approach, by the way, if you wanted to learn Lydian, for example. So the real reason I'm bringing this whole concept up is I think it's a great way to distinguish between tonalities, mainly major and minor, but also tonalities within a certain context. So in the key of A minor, you have very specific notes that dictate that tonality. The root, the second, the flat third, fourth, fifth, flat sixth, flat seventh, and back to the root. And I thought it was worth explaining that James Hetfield didn't necessarily stick in that tonality, which I think is an important thing to point out as you get used to this concept of kind of moving through scales to learn them with that droning note, is you don't have to stay in it. In fact, it's more fun, I think, to kind of explore outside of the rules of a scale. So, for example, when he went like this, one of those notes does not fit in the A minor tonality. Can you guess which one? It's this one. Because traditionally, we have that. So he is using a Dorian note, if you want to look at it like that. But then he's resolving it down to that flat sixth. So I think that that's just a really interesting way to look at harmony, is despite the fact that you're in this natural minor context, whether or not he did that on purpose, maybe he just messed up and meant to hit that, but it worked out. And I think it's important to understand that each mode of the major scale, and keep in mind the natural minor scale, no matter what key you're in, is the sixth mode of its respective major scale that it is derived from. So, for example, A natural minor is also called A Aeolian, and it is derived from the C major scale. So with that in mind, there's a plethora of different options for you under your fingertips, and it all starts from that very simple and it makes me think that that might be the way that James Hetfield wrote a lot of Metallica riffs, was that exact mindset, because that little improv sounds very Metallica-y. Like, think about this. Sounds familiar, right? What about this? Sounds like he may have come up with that coming from a place like... And I bet there's 100 other examples from Metallica riffs that I could basically reverse engineer and get to a very simple kind of skeleton that starts with one droning note and a melody. Maybe Kirk Hammett wrote that one, I don't remember. But the point is, the Metallica approach, whether it's James or Kirk, that was a very influential approach for me when I was learning to improvise. And I think just the act of having a droning note and playing around with different melodies, whether or not you're trying to learn a scale, maybe you're just trying to be creative, it is an extremely healthy way to become a better musician and a better guitar player. So I highly recommend it. Thanks a lot for the inspiration, James. You continue to inspire me even to this day. Thanks to the subscriber who actually sent me a private message referring to this video, because I never would have made this video otherwise. So if you have a comment for a video you'd like to see, please leave a comment down below and maybe I'll do it. But until then, keep shredding.